How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this battle scythe. Now I'm calling it a battle scythe because, real talk guys, this is absolutely nothing like a real scythe. The use of scythes as weapons were popularized, I assume, by, artist rendition of Death or the Grim Reaper or whatever you want to call him. It's holding a scythe, everybody assumes, oh, Grim Reaper kills people, so a scythe must be a weapon. But actually, scythes are used for harvesting wheat. The reason why the Grim Reaper is holding a scythe is because scythes are the symbol of the harvest. The Grim Reaper is known for harvesting souls, but as people misunderstand what the Grim Reaper is holding a scythe for, then the artists begin to draw the scythes differently. Real scythes do not have a blade that is in line with the handle. The blade is angled like this because, like I said, it's used for harvesting grass. For a much better explanation on why real scythes wouldn't be good for fighting, I would really suggest this video by Lindy Bays that I'll link to right here. But I would assume that something more like this is a lot more like what you guys want to see me make than what a real scythe would be. So a lot of you guys might want a handle that's a lot longer than this, go for it, but I just thought this was pretty cool. Just really short, agile, sturdy, wearing a gray shirt. Make the handle as long as your heart desires. I just think this is pretty cool. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's build this thing. So here's all the building materials you're gonna need that I can think of right now at least. I've got this 1/8 inch by 1.25 inch steel flat bar, and I've got this other steel flat bar that has these holes punched out in it. Then I've got this hickory replacement handle for an axe and a 22 inch machete. And as far as fasteners, I've just got some 1/4 inch steel rivets and some of these 20D nails. We're gonna use these to peen our own rivets. So first we're gonna remove the blade from the machete handle. If you have a type of machete that you can't really figure out how to remove the blade from it, just like popping it right out of the handle, then you can just go ahead and cut it off right here with your angle grinder, but I want to be able to save this handle to use it for other stuff if I want to, so I'm just gonna undo these screws and pull this out. So now I'm gonna use my angle grinder to cut this line right here. Now it's gonna be pretty tempting, I'm sure, for a lot of you guys when you're doing this to cut like a super long skinny taper like a Grim Reaper scythe, but we're working with machetes here. They're typically pretty thin in the blade region. If you do that, it's gonna bend when you try to put it through anything more than like a watermelon, so don't get too crazy with the taper. Something like this should be pretty good. Now with your machete blade at an angle, trace out the top of your hickory axe handle just past the bevel. Don't make it too high or the blade will be weakened, and then trace that out and cut it. Now with this chunk cut out, I can get to work removing the polycoat on this handle. Now luckily I was gonna wrap this handle already, so this seems like a lot less of a cop-out, but instead of removing all the polyurethane, which takes a long time and which in my experience I've never been able to do it completely, what I'm gonna do is just remove the polycoat from like the tip to maybe here, and then from here to here, and then the rest of it is gonna get wrapped up in friction tape, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. So I'm going to use some pre-stain and then my good old friend Ebony 2718. Seen from really any video where I stain hickory, hickory is a super dense wood and it doesn't absorb stain very well, and that can be kind of frustrating if you're trying to go for a really dark color. but in this case I feel like it kind of works for it. Like just the slight darkening of it gives it this sickly tint, and with this being the weapon of death himself, a scythe, I feel like that just kind of works for it. But if you don't really agree, you can just use spray paint or whatever kind of paint you have. So now with the wood lightly stained, we're going to insert the machete into the cut in the stick, and we're going to put it all the way down to the bottom so that this edge right here is resting at the bottom of the cut. And it may take a little bit of persuading. And now I'm going to run this through the bandsaw. If you don't have a bandsaw, you can use a jigsaw or a hacksaw. And now with this flattened out, I'm going to cut out two 6-inch pieces of that 1/8-inch flat bar. And I'll also use the angle grinder to round out these corners. What I'm gonna do this time is I'm going to take both pieces and just make one bend about right there. So then that part will lay flat on the blade right here. I'll drill through there, pop the rivets, and then I'm going to squish this end in a vise, and hopefully that will be enough to form the metal around the wood and get it flat on the blade there, so that I can just put another clamp on the end right there after the vise has formed it, and then I'll just drill through it right there and pop the next rivets. What I was going to do originally was make the metal piece parallel with the machete so it would just look a little bit better, but I've realized what I'm going to have to do is just make it perpendicular with the handle so that it'll just hold a lot better. The folds will be right on the edges of the wood, so everything will just fit together a lot better. What I'm going to do here is just put a couple of 1/4-inch holes where these dots are, and then I'm going to pop some rivets in there. I got both pieces on both sides, and I'll start with one rivet. Dan just brought by a tripod, so my quality of life has been increased tenfold. So now that this form is complete, I gotta drill through here with the drill press and then pop a rivet in there. Now I was debating whether or not to do an extra rivet right here, but after reading the stats on these aluminum rivets, they have a shear strength of 460 pounds and a tension strength of 560. These are steel, so I'm pretty sure these are more than enough. So instead of just wasting drill bits, I'm going to just do a couple more holes right here and just skip these ones. And now with these holes drilled out, I'm going to put a nail through it and cut it off so that there's about 2 millimeters sticking out of the other end. Put the cut nail through, put the head of the nail on a solid metal surface like the anvil on a vise or a free weight, and then you're going to take a ball peen hammer and round out the end of the nail until it looks like the other side. And now with these two rivets in, then we're going to put a bevel on the front edge. Now I taped it all up, and I'm going to give it a quick paint job to cover up these words and also just the general scratches and scuffs. Now a coat of polyurethane on the top and bottom of the handle. Now I'm going to finish it all off with some friction tape. You can use hockey tape too. I'm going to start by wrapping the tape over itself so that the beginning of the wrap is taken care of so that this won't unravel. Then just continue all the way down to where you want it to end. Then once you get down to the end, you're going to wrap over itself again, cut the tape, and then cap this end off with a little bit of super glue gel. So there you guys go, my take on a scythe in the event that a scythe were ever actually made for fighting. Now I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, but really quick I wanted to let you all know that as a direct result of you guys being so awesome with sharing my spear video, I was able to afford a brand new camera. Now it might not seem that much better than the last one, but it's because I'm shooting in standard internet video mode right now, because I still have to pair this footage with the footage from my old camera, but this camera actually has cinematic video settings, so I'm finally going to be able to make short action films with my weapons and my armor for you guys. I'm really excited to have a new camera because it's nice and everything, but what I'm mostly excited about is just finally having something to show for all of your efforts in sharing my videos. Like up until this point, it's pretty much been stuff that doesn't really make it into the videos that you guys, like the ways that you guys have helped me by sharing my videos, but it's just like so nice now to finally be able to be like, look what you guys did. You guys got me a new camera. I'm really grateful to you guys. Thank you very much for that. But now that I have proof for you guys that sharing my videos matters, up until this point I've just been using Windows Movie Maker and it does the job. But using Windows Movie Maker with a camera like this would be kind of like putting plastic wheels on a Lamborghini. Like, this is a great camera. I can't push it to its full potential unless I have some real video editing software. So if you guys could please either share this video or share a different video that might be easier for you to share with your friends so you guys can help me afford some much better editing software. I'm really looking forward to being able to make those movies for you guys. I've been wanting to do this filmmaking stuff for a really long time, and it's so awesome that I can finally afford to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but that's all I got for today. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And hey, I want to film the next alpha male soon, but literally 4 people out of like the 33,000 people that saw the last one actually sent me mail because of it. So, I mean, I know tons of you guys have the greatest of intentions to send me mail and gifts and packages and stuff like that, but if you guys don't actually do it, nothing's ever going to get done. So please just actually take the initiative to go get the packages, get the boxes, whatever, and ship me some mail, and I promise at least a part of whatever you send me is going to get into the next episode of Alpha Male. That's it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.